Chapter 8. Sometimes when the birds talked loudly in the early morning, they wakened Robin. Not Amanda. Amanda liked to sleep even when the sun came in Robin's window and it was plainly time to get out of bed and to be carried downstairs. Lazy Amanda, that's what Rosita said. Robin looked at the little lamp still glowing on his dresser. Mother pointed to the lamp many times. Your brother gave it to you, Robin. The lamp is a glass puppy begging for something to eat. Your big brother gave you the lamp that is like a puppy for your birthday. Brother meant Paul. Robin could not say Paul, but he could hear the name somewhere inside him. Paul was fun. Sometimes Paul and Robin would fall on the ground and roll over and over. Once Paul played a game with Daddy and a big ball. They laughed when they said things together. Robin wanted to laugh too. Daddy said, "Yes, Robin, of course you can laugh with us. You can laugh and play a game with Daddy and your big brother." Robin couldn't catch the ball, but that didn't matter. Paul pulled Robin to the ground, and they rolled over and over and laughed a lot, both of them. Sometimes Robin took a walk in the garden with Paul. Sometimes they stopped to look at a funny hoppy toad. Ask him what he's doing, Robin. Try, Robin, try to say, "Where are you going, hoppy toad?" Always Paul would say, "Try, Robin. Try to say what I tell you." Robin tried to say the words Paul wanted him to say, but he couldn't. Ducks. Robin loved the ducks that went fast, fast in the water, going around and splashing water with their funny feet. Silly ducks. Paul called them silly ducks. They swim around and round and don't know where they're going. But we'll go down and feed them anyway, Robin. We'll feed the silly ducks. Rosita will give us some bread. Rosita will say, "Be careful, Paul. Keep Robin's hand in yours, Paul." Then they would go to feed the ducks and Robin would be happy. "Be careful, Paul." Mother would say the same words Rosita said. Daddy would say them too, and Grandfather. "Be careful of your little brother, Paul. Never leave him alone for a minute. Always be careful." Paul got mad sometimes. "I'm always careful of my little brother. Do you have to tell me every time?" "Yes, every time until you're never able to forget. Did you lock the big gate, Paul? Did you be careful to get the iron hoop over the gate post?" "Yes, I was careful. You know I'm careful, don't you, Robin?" They took the bread Rosita gave them down to the lake. "Break it in little pieces, Robin. Now we will wade into the water. Only a little way, that can't hurt us. Hold my hand, Robin, so you won't fall. Now give me a piece of bread." Paul was big and strong. He could throw the bread far out on the water. "Come on, silly ducks. Come and get the breakfast Robin has brought for you." You don't have good manners, do you, ducks? You grab your breakfast and bite one another. Robin has good manners. He doesn't grab and he tries hard to say please. You don't even try. Paul scolded the ducks like that, but he liked them. So did Robin. It was so much fun to feed the ducks with Paul. Paul found a place to sit under the big tree close to the lake. "This is our little house, Robin. You must sit here beside me and I will read a story to you." But to sit for a long time was bad. One day Robin got tired of hearing Paul say words out of a book. He tore some of the pages in the book. He scratched Paul's face and made red marks on it. Daddy said, "Don't do that again, Robin. Your brother was trying to be good to you." But saying a story was not good, not fun like feeding the ducks. Paul went away in the car with Daddy one day. Robin cried because he wanted to go too. "We have to hurry, Robin," Daddy said. "You stay and take care of Mother." Paul said, "We'll be back in time for supper, Robin. After that, we'll start making a house for the pretty birds. You can help me, Robin." Robin liked to help Paul. He waited and waited for Paul to come back with Daddy. He had to go to bed when it was dark. When the birds woke him in the morning, he waited and waited again. For a long time, he waited to help Paul make a house for the birds in the garden. When Grandfather carried him downstairs and put him on the floor, Robin looked in all the corners to see if Paul was playing the hiding game he played sometimes. Robin couldn't walk fast when he wasn't holding Paul's hand, but he could walk a little. He walked slowly to every room, and then he went out to Rosita's kitchen. He tried to say Paul to her, and Rosita knew what he was trying to say. She held him too tight and cried and cried. Robin wanted down. He wanted to go on looking for Paul, but he never did find him. Robin stopped trying to say words. Paul wasn't there to say, "Try, Robin, try to say the words I tell you." And no one ever took him down to feed the ducks after Paul went away in the car with Daddy. There wasn't any fun with Paul gone. Mother was good, and Grandfather and Rosita and old Eddie. When Amanda came to live with them, she was good too, but not fun. Big people were not fun. Robin needed Paul to play with him. But it was a long time that Paul didn't come back to build a house for the birds. Robin almost forgot about fun because Paul stayed away so long. Once, when he sat on Grandfather's lap, a boy came up to the door. The boy was big like Paul, but his face was hurt, and it looked mad. His face wasn't like Paul's. Yesterday, Robin went with Grandfather to the big house where lots of boys live. Grandfather took books, and they walked and walked until they found the boy. "I will read a story to you," Grandfather said. Robin didn't like stories out of a book, but he liked to look at nice colors in the pictures. The boy pointed to the pictures for Robin. Once he smiled at him. Once the boy put his arm around Robin's shoulder. The light in the windows was getting brighter and brighter. Amanda was still asleep. Lazy Amanda would sleep all day if Rosita or Mother didn't call her. Robin pulled himself to the edge of his crib, which stood against the wall. That side of the crib was down, and if he pushed against the wall, he could move the crib away from it. Away and a little more away, and finally far enough so that he could slide out of the open side and get down to the floor. That made him proud. "Robin, big boy," he thought. Paul would say, "Robin, you found a way to get out of the crib by yourself. You're a big boy." He tottered across the room to a long window where the sill was low enough for him to see across it. Placing his hands on the cool marble sill, he looked out at the garden where butterflies and ants and hoppy toads were waiting for him to come out and play with them. Suddenly, away down at the edge of the garden, he saw a boy. It wasn't Paul. Almost, though. Almost another Paul. There was a lady there, and she was helping the boy stand up because the boy was tottery like Robin. When he could finally stand by himself, she took the boy's hand and they walked away. They didn't look up at Robin's window. They just went away toward the big house. Robin wanted to cry. He wanted the boy that was like Paul to come to him. He wanted the boy to make a house for the birds and to let Robin help him. All at once, he thought how much fun it would be to walk down to the lake on a morning like this. "Come here, boy," something inside him cried while he beat his hands against the window. "Come and take a walk with Robin." He wanted to say the words. Paul would say, "Try hard, Robin, try to say the words." Robin tried hard. He tried to do what Paul told him to do. And all at once, Robin could say, "Feed ducks, feed ducks."